Good afternoon everybody, that runner Matt here, and today we're just going to do a quick catch up of the weekdays training, the days of the week, leading into tomorrow's Whitney 10, Cotswold Classic 10, which I am hoping to do a proper race vlog for, put a little volunteer for the marshals, for our marshals to potentially get some clips, so hopefully we can get something decent put together. So I believe I mentioned Monday's run in the Headington 5 vlog, as that's when I did a bit of the post recording. So I will just mention it again. It was 16, bit of a phantom pain. That's not there anymore. Well, I say that, we'll get to that. Tuesday went out with Keith onto the Whitney 10 course, as he's not running it Sunday. So I thought, not Sunday, Saturday, he hopes. He's not running it Saturday, so we went out nice and early and checked the course was still there. And yeah, nice. From my house round the course and back was 14. I think I made it up to 15 in the end, because I went back to, like, in the direction of Keith's, and it was close enough, so I thought, yeah, why not. Wednesday I had off, which was quite a bit of almost a shock to the system, really, because I haven't had I ran 7 days last week, although a couple of the days were a bit shorter. But yeah, I think the body was very, very grateful for it. The Tuesday night and the Wednesday night I slept 8.5 hours, which is like more than I normally do, which is very nice, very helpful for recovery, as we all know. We'll potentially do a video about recovery and such later on in the channel's lifespan. But yes, Tuesday and Wednesday were good nights for sleep. So Thursday was the final round of the motivation series at Stratfield Break. I decided not to race this with Cotswold Classic being on Saturday. Instead made it a long run. I ran there, which was about, what was it in the end, 11.5. Thank you to the gentleman that turned me round on the canal path, because I had no idea where I was when I got there. Otherwise I would have either had to do an extra mile, maybe 2, or I might have just not got there at all. So I know you'll never see this, but thank you, sir. That was very helpful. And then the race started promptly at 7 o'clock. The plan was to go at marathon pace, so somewhere between 5:40 and 5:45. It got a little competitive, as I sort of expected from myself. Ended up doing 5:30s, give or take. Everyone got a bit of a difference in the length of the course, bit of tree cover, so that happens, as anyone that does Whitney Park Run will well know. But yes, it was the run there, not the canal bit, that was a bit of a problem. And as I alluded to earlier, I did have a bit of a return of leg pain in that same area. It was a bit more closer to the inside of the knee than underneath, like beneath the knee. Potentially I was just hoping that it was due to not having ran for nearly 60 hours, which is quite a while for me. So just the shock of getting back into it. Doing the race, there was no issue at all. So again, like I said in the last one, if once I'd warmed up and started the race there was no pain, I was perfectly happy to crack on. I was also putting out my snack bits for Oxen Snacks, which I had promoted in a previous video, and I put a little bit too much in one of the boxes, and as I was picking it up it decided to snap, and the plastic decided to cut a bit of my finger off. It's a bit easier to show than the heel, so I think I will show it. So if you're very, very squeamish, then do look away. But it's not ridiculous, but it actually hurts. It's never going to focus, is it? But you can sort of tell how much that's how much of a bit of almost a chunk it's taken out, and that was bleeding. And that was about 3 minutes before the start, so I had to rush into the toilet, also go for a wee, and then just douse it in water to stop it from bleeding, because a bit had gone onto my shorts. It was on my other fingers, because I hadn't even felt it or known that it had happened, and I put the box down, and I'm like, oh, I've got blood on my middle finger. Oh, I've got blood on my fourth finger. Oh dear, I've got no skin on that one. So yeah, I had to run the race literally just covering my hand, not my entire hand, but the pinky, with wet tissue. So that was quite fun, and I guess it was a welcome distraction from the pain and tiredness in my legs. And whilst I remember, as I mentioned, the series prize giving was also there. I think I might have mentioned it already, that I did win the series from the first 4 races, so we've got the nice shiny cup there, which I have to give back, and then we've got the nice little plaque as well, which goes quite nicely with last year's one. As you can tell, they're quite similar. Obviously, it might not pick up on camera if I can. No, I can't quite get it to stay sideways. But the that one is quite a lot thicker than that one. It's quite a bit heavier, which is, I think, good on their part to stop them from potentially getting knocked over as easily. So yes, congratulations to anyone that got a prize at Motivation. Pain and tiredness in my legs. And that will probably lead me swiftly on to Thursday night, where, granted, I did go to bed a lot later than usual, because we all stayed for, it wasn't just the on the night prize giving for the race, but they did the series prize giving, and fair play to them. As far as I could tell, they got all the scores right. I know, calculating those team scores and the best 4 out of 5, you've got to knock scores off and all that. It's a tough job, so fair play to them. And we didn't, so I think we left at about 9:15, and normally that's me showered and almost in bed by then. Anyway, 11:30ish, I think I went to bed, and I stuck one plaster one way over the finger, and then I stuck one the other way to keep that plaster down. And it was potentially, it was just a subconscious thing, but I just could not get in a position where I could put my hand and the plaster not push down on the cut, and it was just so painful. I think I woke up 3 separate times, which is very, very unlike me. Normally I'm just straight through unless I'm absolutely desperate to go to the toilet. So yeah, I think it was potentially 6.5, 7 at a stretch hour sleep, which is, as I said, it's a lot less than I normally do. I am struggling, not to stay awake, but just trying to keep myself going throughout today. And that's just part of training. That's just part of life, really. Little things happen, and you gotta figure out how to deal with them best in your own way. So Thursday into Friday, did just an easy 10k round town, and then 4 lots of strides in the alphas, which are the plan for tomorrow. I did wear them yesterday, which was a bit of a risky decision potentially, because there was a bit of wet grass, but I think it was the correct one, especially because of my legs being tired, and I didn't want to risk another blister as I did from Headington. I could have gone in like a regular trainer, but I still wanted to put a decent effort in, and indeed test the shoes out in a race environment, despite it not being all out. It's nice to just know how they feel, just increasing the cadence with people around you, not kicking or tripping anyone up, just knowing the sort of how big the shoes feel on your feet and not getting in anyone else's way. So yes, 4 sets of strides, that was quite enough. That's 54 and a half miles in, just for the 4 days, which is quite a lot, because the plan is to do, I've been umming and ahhing about this for quite a lot of the week, is to do parkrun and then run to the race. So the whole day will be about 15 miles. So that'll be 70 going into Sunday, so I've got pretty much free reign on Sunday. And yeah, I only did 4 because I was just feeling a bit tired. There's no point in doing more than I need to. It's got the legs hopefully primed and ready for Saturday's activities. So I think that's about it today for the catch-up for the week's training, and next time I see you, hopefully I'll have my lovely prize from Whitney 10. Until the next one, trust the process. Bye!